Hello, and welcome to another edition of Coffee Talk with attorney Brian D. Lerner. In this episode, I'd like to basically what happens if you don't plan ahead and do your estate plan. Now, in California, um, basically the law is that you're going to have an estate plan one way or another. Um, the other means if you don't do it yourself, the state of California has a default, essentially a default estate plan for you. Basically, when you would die, the disposition of your assets are subject to either property ownership agreements or they will pass to by operation of law to certain people, or it will go through intestacy. So, for example, let's say you have a property that is in joint tenancy, okay? And let's say you own nothing else in the world other than that one property in joint tenancy with some other person. The law says that when you die, that the other person who owns that particular property with you then becomes the sole owner. Okay, it's just automatic. You don't need an estate plan and so forth. But assuming that you are like most married persons, what will happen is you will then have property that is owned as community property. Okay, and as community property, and or as your single property, it doesn't just automatically pass by operation of law. So if there is no estate plan to designate where it is to go, then under California, you then have the default estate plan, which means that the laws state that the assets of the decedent are governed by the laws of intestate succession. If you have also if you have no valid will, so under the laws of intestacy, properties are will be distributed to your heirs. Okay, so when you die, it would be referred to as your heirs. That'd be the decedent's spouse, domestic partner, then lineal descendants. What they refer to as issue, which are kids and kids of kids and so forth. And it has priorities. So if none of those exist, then other specified relatives will share, determining the degree of relationship they would have to you, or the decedent. The administration and disposition of those particular assets will be governed by the probate court, essentially, as to where it goes. So not only if you don't plan ahead, not only will things pass by intestacy, but it's not like your brother's cousin wakes up one morning and all of a sudden he has a piece of property. No, it has to go through probate, and the judge is the one who determines the intestate laws and who receives what. So bottom line is it creates a very difficult situation for your family. Obviously, if you pass on, your situation's over as far as your property goes. But for your family, the difficulties and the probate and the court and everything else, the fighting is all just begun. So and then there's various motions that can be made in court in which to try to get over some other person, depending on different areas of law and different statutory provisions and so forth. So, well, for some people, and when I say some, I mean for very few people, intestate succession without a will or a trust will work, and they're okay with that. For 99.99% of the people, they're not okay with that. I know, everybody knows how hard you've worked your whole life to get where you are, and you want to protect your spouse, your children, your family, whoever you want it to go to. You want to be able to say what you want to happen, and that is the very purpose of estate planning. Okay, and we're not even talking about if you become incapacitated, about that part of the estate planning. We're talking about if you die. So, all in all, with all the stuff you've done, it doesn't take that much time realistically to get it right, to do what you need to do. So make sure that you get your estate plan so that the California default estate plan doesn't come into effect here. And you have to put your family through who knows all kinds of hoops to get things. And you know, most people have somebody in their family they don't care for, but the intestate laws could care less about that. It's going to go to who the intestate laws say it does, because they have nothing else to go on. So that's why they made it. I mean, the state of California does not want the property. Okay, so given that, come give me a call, give you a free consultation, let you know what needs to be done and what the costs are and so forth. If you like the video, click like, and more on the coming videos.